Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this course on the joy of computing using Python. I hope all of you have gone through the first week's lectures and maybe even started watching week two. And I hope all of you are enjoying this course up until now. And hopefully, this will be quite an enjoyable journey for all of us, for you as students, and for me as a TA of this course. So before proceeding, let me just share some logistical details about this course with all of you. So I am Radhika Prasad and I am a PhD student in the Department of Physics at IIT Kanpur. And I happen to be one of the teaching assistants for this course. So I will be conducting these live sessions every Saturday. So I have a request to all of you. If people could mute themselves while I am talking, that would be very helpful. Otherwise, it will create some sort of an echo. So if people could just mute themselves while I'm speaking, and if you people have some doubts, you could raise your hand or you could unmute and ask your doubt. But for now, if people could just mute themselves, that would be great. So as I was saying, I am a PhD student in the Department of Physics at IIT Kanpur, and I will be conducting these live sessions for this course on the joy of computing using Python. These live sessions would be conducted every Saturday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. So it is a 2-hour session every Saturday for 12 weeks. So this is a 12-week course. So our sessions would run for 12 weeks. And yeah, someone has a doubt? Okay. So yes, so the aim of these live sessions is to solve previous year's assignment problems. So you must have seen that every week you have some quiz and some assignments, some programming assignments. So every week, this is the format that we will be following. Every week you would have one short quiz of 10 MCQ questions and some simple programming assignments. So in these live sessions, what we will do is we will take up previous year's quiz and assignment problems. So previous years meaning 2022 and 2021. I have the access to these 2 years. So I would be taking up previous year's assignment problems from these 2 years and solve it in these live sessions. So how is this going to be beneficial for
assignment problems?
Sorry?
Which year assignment problems?
2022 and 2021.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So this is 2023 session. So I would be taking up two previous years assignment problems. And how is this going to be beneficial for all of you? So the thing is that if you solve previous year's problems, you would get a hold of the concepts and understand how this programming language is going to work. And then those concepts will help you solve the current year's assignment problems. So we are not supposed to be solving this year's assignment problems, obviously, because it is graded and you would be graded based on the assignments that you submit. So we are not supposed to basically discuss the assignment problems before you submit it. Of course, after you submit it, if you have some doubt or some query, we can discuss that in subsequent weeks. So I hope the aim of these sessions are clear to all of you. So just to repeat for those of us who have joined late, we would have this live session every Saturday, 3 to 5 p.m. 2 hours session. So there are some useful and important links for this course. The first one, definitely you would have logged in and made an account on NPTEL, and you must be basically submitting your quizzes and assignments and watching the lectures from that account. There are two other important links. Of course, another thing is the discussion forum. So if you people miss something in this session, or if you have some doubt which does not get clarified in this live session, then I encourage all of you to go to the discussion forum and post your questions over there. So we would, all of us TAs, I'm one of the TAs, all of us TAs would be having a regular look on the discussion forum, and we would try to solve your queries and questions on the discussion forum as quickly as possible. So please do make good use of the discussion forum. It is for you people only and to benefit all of you. So in case you miss something in this session, do not worry. You can always post your question on the discussion forum. And apart from this, there are two other extremely important links which I would post in the chat box. The first link would be the YouTube channel for these live sessions. So let me just post the link to the YouTube channel in the chat box for all of you. Just give me a second while I copy the link. So here it is. This is the YouTube channel link for these particular live sessions. So each of these live sessions would be recorded as well as live streamed on this YouTube channel. So you could go ahead and click on this channel and go ahead and subscribe to this channel so that you would get regular updates about this course on that YouTube channel, regular updates about these live sessions and the programming assignments that we solve in these live sessions. So that's the YouTube channel link where all these videos would be recorded and shared. So in case you miss some live session, let's say for some week you are out of station or you are not available due to some other personal reason, no need to worry. You can always go ahead to the YouTube channel and then you can watch the video. So Srinivas has a doubt. Srinivas, could you please ask the question?
Yes, good evening, madam.
Yeah, good evening.
Actually, I have an exam now, so can I leave now?
Okay, sure, Srinivas. So as I said, these live sessions would be recorded and you could go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that you will get the notification as to when I upload this. So you can leave now if you have some exam and I will keep you informed about the sessions.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Is it not possible to conduct these sessions on Google Meet, record it, and then post it in your this lecture forum only?
So the thing is, these sessions are being recorded. So I am recording it. So it's not that Google Meet only has the record facility. Zoom also has the record. So I am recording this session. And unfortunately, it will not be possible to upload this recorded video on the discussion forum. Somehow that discussion forum has not been created in a manner where one can upload videos of this big size. So that would not be possible. I'm really sorry about that. So the only way for you to access these recordings is by going to that YouTube channel. So what I can do is I could maybe, in fact, you would get a regular notification from the NPTEL team. So the NPTEL team would regularly inform you when a live session is going to take place and when the live session recording has been uploaded to the YouTube. So you can basically keep a track through the notifications by NPTEL. Mukesh has a question. Mukesh, could you please unmute and ask?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, hi Mukesh.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Today I have enrolled to this process, ma'am. Today is the first day I have enrolled to this process, ma'am.
Okay,
My first session is the live session, ma'am.
okay.
Is it okay to continue, ma'am?
Sorry, what is it okay to continue?
Ma'am, this is my first session in the course, ma'am.
Haha.
Am I able to understand the concepts you are telling, ma'am?
Yeah, definitely. So today is your first day. No worries.
Yeah.
What you can do is this is a very first week is very introductory week. So you may be able to understand some things. Even if you're not able to understand, no need to worry. All the videos are there and it's a very simple week. Means you did not worry that you have joined late, so you would be running behind the other students. This course is very wonderfully designed so that any beginner who has never ever programmed in his or her life gets a flavor of programming and is able to program significantly complex kind of programs. So you need not get worried or perturbed and there is no need to worry for you. So today, some questions, maybe some of the syntax things, maybe you find it difficult, but I will try my best to show the interface of the programming language to you. And then maybe you can understand some things. If not, you can always go back and rewatch the videos. Okay. So people who do not have a doubt could please mute themselves. Uh, that would be very helpful for me. I see Satsangi Aman has a question. So Satsangi Aman, uh, could you unmute and ask?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Ma'am, I'm asking that, uh,
Yeah, Satsangi, go ahead.
ma'am, in the course there is the editor name is Anaconda. Can I use Visual Studio Code?
So of course you can use any IDE that you like of your choice, but in the course, people, the instructors, and us TAs, we would be basically using Spider of the Anaconda package. So Anaconda, you need to install, and in that there is a Spider. That is the IDE that we would use. But of course, Visual Studio Code is also a fantastic IDE, no doubt about that, and it has support for multiple languages, not just Python. You can even install, let's say, for C++ and other languages. So Visual Studio Code is quite versatile in that. So if you are comfortable with Visual Studio Code, if that is what you have been working with, you can continue using that. But if you are new to this programming stuff, then I would suggest that please try and stick with Spider, because if you are new, then it would become very difficult for you to kind of keep track with the differences in different kind of editors and how things are translating. So if you are new, I would strongly suggest that you stick to Spider. But you, if you have some prior experience in programming, and if you have used Visual Studio Code before, then you can continue using.
Thank you, ma'am.
So Satsangi, have you done some programming beforehand?
Yes, ma'am. I was been using some Python.
Also, you have
Trying
been
to learn.
okay. So you have some basic level understanding
Yes,
of
ma'am.
Python, and you have
Yes,
used Visual Studio Code before.
yes, ma'am. I've used Visual Studio Code.
Okay, so no issues. Then you can continue using Visual Studio Code if you want. And if at any point of time you feel like you want to try out something new, then you can go ahead and install Anaconda and try out Spider. And if you have any questions regarding that, you could always ask in the discussion forum, and we would be more than happy to help.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so some questions in the chat box also I see. Let me just go ahead and answer those. Since today is the first session, although I have prepared like some 20 questions for assignment 1, but today, since it is the first week, the focus is to get all the logistical queries and clear all of those things, so that it is so that the next sessions are smoother and we can get down to solving the questions and programs. So someone in the chat box is asking, I have a question regarding assignments. So Sovik, if you could unmute or write down your question.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I was trying to solve the assignment regarding the programming,
Okay.
and while I was doing that, after the compilation and running the code, it is showing that passed after ignoring the presentation.
Okay.
So, what should I do about that?
So
should I like?
So you are running
submit
the test
assignment,
cases. You are running the test cases, and what is the issue exactly that you are facing?
The status of the running and compilation after compilation,
Haha.
the status.
Haha.
It is showing that passed after ignoring the presentation.
Passed after ignoring what?
Presentation error.
Presentation error. So are you sure you are formatting your output correctly? Like, is your
Yeah,
output
I took the reference.
is your output formatted in the correct manner? Sometimes this happens if your output is not formatted exactly in the correct manner. Like, you might be getting the correct kind of numbers in the output, but maybe it is not formatted in the way it is supposed to be.
I didn't get you, ma'am.
So I'm saying sometimes this kind of error happens if your output is not formatted exactly in the way that we want you to format it.
Okay, can you give an example?
Yeah,
That would
so
be easier for me to understand.
okay. Okay, so if there is some issue, then what I would suggest is try copying that error message and posting a screenshot on the discussion forum. So sometimes if there is some sort of a bug in the software, which is quite possible, like sometimes I have used some of these online programming assignment checkers in my institute. So IIT Kanpur also has created its own kind of programming assignment submission kind of a platform, and sometimes I would also face something which is very silly, and it used to be some sort of a bug, like I am not doing anything wrong, the programming is not wrong, everything is correct and people know it is correct, but there used to be some sort of a bug in that software that they have created for basically checking your assignments. So I would suggest that you please copy that error and please post a screenshot of that thing and post it on the discussion forum. So if there is a bug, then those people who have created that software, they can go ahead and fix it.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thanks
Yeah,
a lot, ma'am.
so see, this is a software created by people like you and me. So sometimes there are some these kind of small bugs which creep in, and maybe you are 100% correct, maybe there is something wrong in your programming. So if you are 100% correct and if the fault is on our side in that software, then just post it and we will fix that bug. And in the meantime, I would suggest you to check your output formatting, like if the format of your
Ma'am,
output is correct.
ma'am, the problem was pretty straightforward.
Okay, okay. Yeah, then I would assume that maybe it is some sort of a bug and you can post it on the discussion forum. Okay, some more doubts. Okay, first someone has raised hand. Let me see. Krutika, Kirutika. Okay, she has lowered her hand maybe. Okay, no worries. So,
Excuse me, ma'am.
yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, Kirutika, go ahead.
At what time will start this assignment, ma'am?
So see, I have actually prepared it.
That is posted right now on the screen.
So actually, I had planned to start it, but some students have some other logistical questions, which I feel I should address it once and for all in the very first session, so that we don't have to discuss the logistical details in the subsequent lectures if we clarify it once and for all in the very first session. So that's why I'm just trying to clear all these logistical details. And as you have seen, there are some students who are joining this course for the very first time, like very first day. Today is their first day. So people have a lot of these questions, which maybe you do not have because you might have been watching the videos for the past 1 or 2 weeks. So I'm really sorry about that. I do have planned it. See, I have so many questions over here. We will definitely attempt these questions, but only after I clear all these logistical questions that people have. So,
Okay, ma'am.
yeah, so please bear
Okay,
with
no
me for a
problem.
few minutes. I think in 10 minutes this should get over. Okay, so so the assignment question solved. Ma'am, how will the exams be? Will they be MCQs or will we have to code in exam? So as you must have seen, Vikram, I guess. So as you must have seen, uh, every week you will have one short quiz of MCQ questions, 10 MCQ questions, and you also have some simple programming assignments which you submit your code on that online platform. So you will have MCQs, that's one for true, that's for sure, MCQs, plus you will have to write some simple code and submit that code on that platform. So you will have to do both MCQs and code. Ma'am, can we use PyCharm instead of Anaconda? So as I mentioned to someone else who had a similar kind of question regarding Visual Studio Code, if you are new to programming, I would suggest that stick to Spider. Like as a mantra, I can say that stick to Spider, because if you are new, you should not get bogged down by different kinds of packages, different kinds of editors, and different software. It will be very confusing for you in the beginning to adjust to the slight differences in different kinds of editors. So if you are new, I would suggest that stick to Spider. But if you have some experience, you can use anything of your choice. Then next question, where I'll find discussion forum. So Shalini, when you log into the course, on the top you would see ask a question. So if you click on that ask a question, that opens up the discussion forum. So when you click on that, so on top you would see home, course outline, announcements, and these kind of thing. Or on the left side you would see week 0, week 1, week 2, like this. So in this, on the top there is an ask a question button. If you click on that ask a question, that will open up the discussion forum for you. So I hope I have answered your question, Shalini. If yes, you could please lower your hand. Use a conditional if else statement for the first line of your output. The last line will not contain a new line character. I don't know what this thing is supposed to be like. Exactly what is your query? Joydeep, could you just unmute and ask, like, what are you trying to ask?
That query actually asked the question to you about that presentation error. I was just answering to that.
Oh, okay, fine. So yeah, whoever had that presentation error, please refer to Joydeep's comment in the chat box. He has made some valid points, and since he is your classmate, he must have faced some similar kind of issues, and he seems to be having some sort of a solution to that. So whoever faced that presentation error issue, please refer to Joydeep's comment in the chat box. Okay, ma'am, how to get access of discussion forum? I already answered this, Aditya. Click on ask a question in your NPTEL website, in the NPTEL course website. On the top, there is home, announcements, stuff like that. There is an ask a question button. Please click on that ask a question. Where the discussion, again, I answered. Can I use Python 3.9 version app instead of Anaconda? Again, I answered this thing. If you are new, please, as a rule of thumb, stick to Spider. But if you have ever in your life programmed before, if you have some experience, go ahead and install the editor of your choice. Click to ask a question. Yeah, this is Joydeep. This is correct. So that's how you get hold of the discussion forum. Status passed after ignoring presentation. What does this mean? So Karthik, again, I seem to have answered this, and Joydeep seems to have a good solution to this. Kindly post the link, YouTube link on the discussion forum. Oh, this is a very good suggestion, Sharad. I will post the YouTube link on the discussion forum. And for those of you who have joined late, maybe I will post the link once again over here. So this is the YouTube link. So Sharad, that's nice. Can we post screenshots of a problem? Definitely. Isha, you can post screenshot of your problems on the discussion forum, and people like me will try to address your query as soon as possible. So if you are facing some problem, if you are stuck somewhere, do post it on the discussion forum. And some reactions. And ma'am, I'm facing issues in login of NPTEL, so this is quite a problem. Finny Johnson, if you could please unmute and ask exactly what issue you are facing, because this is quite a serious problem. Like, if you're not able to log in, then it will be very difficult for you to submit your quiz and assignments.
Ma'am, hello, ma'am.
Yeah, Finny.
Ma'am, I am trying to log in on the website, but it's showing that your website, your email doesn't match our records.
Ah, I see. So, have you registered on NPTEL platform?
No, I have came from Swayam website.
You have come from the Swayam website, so you have registered for it, or is it like you are just trying to access the course?
Ma'am, something came from back. I'm not able to hear your
Yeah,
voice.
so I'm asking, have you registered for the course?
Yes, I have registered for the course. I got every information from the Swayam website.
Okay, so I would give you my email ID in the chat box. Okay.
Okay.
you please send me an email. I will forward your this thing query to the team. Okay.
Okay.
So let
Okay,
me
okay.
type my email. So this is my email.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. I hope you got my email. It's
Okay, yes, ma'am.
radhikapiitk@gmail.com. So please send me an email of the issue that you are facing in login with some relevant screenshots. I will forward your
Okay.
query to the NPTEL team and hopefully they should resolve it.
Okay, ma'am.
In the meantime, what you can do is you can basically watch some of the videos on the YouTube.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah. So this is quite a serious issue. I will try to get it resolved for you as soon as possible. How many exams will be there unproctored? So every week you would have quizzes and programming assignments, and then you would also have like an end sem kind of a exam. Please take up the programming quizzes of each assignments after they have been graded so that we can understand how to solve them. That's a good suggestion, Sharad. I will definitely look into this.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, someone is asking. Yeah, Rakibul.
Yes, ma'am. While filling the exam form, I can't see that there is an option like 9 to 12 and then 1:30 means morning and afternoon session. But while filling the form and even after paying, it's not showing that which slot should I choose, morning slot or afternoon slot.
Okay. Again, I've sent my email, so please send an email to me.
Slots they will decide and tell. We cannot choose any slots.
Okay, someone has the answer. And if you are facing issues, please put it up on the discussion forum or you could send me an email.
But madam, at the like 29th the exam, but I have like 2 exams at that day. So if 2 exams come in the same slot, then it will be a problem.
Okay, so please put it up on the discussion forum and send me an email. I will forward your concern to the NPTEL team. Okay. Can you give me some information about the immediate previous semester courses registration, which is shown in the guidelines for exam registration? I did not understand this question. Can you give me some information about the immediate previous semester courses? You want help regarding some other course? If that is the thing, I don't think I can help you. I can only help you for this particular course. Whoever has asked this question, can you please unmute and ask it? I don't think I understood this question. So if you could just unmute and ask, that would be great. Okay, nevertheless. Ma'am, how many % chance of our assignments of previous year questions will be asked in exam? Okay, so it's like similar questions you have. Okay, so every like in the past few years, whatever the questions have been there, similar kind of questions will be there for this year as well. It's not that the level is going to be drastically increased. One wants to keep the same level for every week. Okay, so week 1, week 2, week 3, as it is progressing for this year and the last year, the level will be more or less similar. So it's not like last year you would have had some easy question and this year something out of the world. It's not like that. So similar kind of questions would be there. Okay, hi, I am unable to update Spider version through command prompt. It throws an error. Okay, sure, please post it on the discussion forum, and from command prompt you can update it. So when you install Anaconda, you get something called PowerShell prompt for free. So whenever you install Anaconda, it comes with its own command prompt. So there is one command prompt on your Windows machine if you use Windows, or if you use Mac, then there is a command prompt for the Mac. But when you install Anaconda, it installs what is called as PowerShell prompt, Anaconda PowerShell prompt. It comes with the Anaconda, and you are supposed to use that Anaconda command prompt for updating anything related to Python. So if you are using the normal Windows command prompt, then I think you would run into errors. So please make sure you are using the Anaconda command prompt. And the rest you can please post it on the discussion forum.
Hello, ma'am. I have used the Anaconda command prompt only.
Acha, you have used the Anaconda command prompt only. So then please post your thing on the discussion forum, and we would
Right,
have a
ma'am,
look
right.
at it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Prasad, ma'am, assignment submit date. Okay, every assignment you do get the submission date written over there. So for week one, the assignment submission date is, I think, I forgot, 6th of February maybe, or something like that.
8th of February.
Yeah, 8th of February. Okay, 8th of February.
At 8 and 9.
Yeah, thanks for reminding. 8th and 9th. 8th of February is the submission date for week 1 assignment. Someone has sent me some pic in Zoom. Okay. I would suggest please don't send me pics in the chat box in the Zoom, okay? What you do is please post these pics in the discussion forum. That would be much better, because this would get closed when the Zoom meeting is over, so I would lose your pic that you have sent me. And yeah, let me try and download this stuff and see what it is supposed to be. But strictly speaking, I would suggest that please don't post pictures or some PDF over here. Please do it on the discussion forum. Let me see if I can download and access this. Just give me a second. Okay, let me see, what is this? Immediate previous semester courses. Okay, someone is sending something about registration. Okay, if you are asking about last semester courses and how to register for that in the current semester, I'm sorry, I'm not sure about that. But do post it on the discussion forum. I can only help you for the current semester, current session, current course. That is the joy of computing using Python 2023. So yeah.
Ma'am, actually, I already posted the photo. Actually, when I go and read into the guidelines of the examination, this is there in the guidelines, and I couldn't understand the meaning of it. So I want, what is the aim that?
So have you registered for this semester, right? This course, this semester, this year?
Yes, I am registered, but I am still not registered for the exam and enrolled for the course.
So you have enrolled for the course, but you want to enroll for the exam. Is that the thing? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have enrolled for the course, but you want to enroll for the exam. Is that the question?
Yes, ma'am. When I am going into that enrollment for the examination, I was supposed to read the guidelines for the examination. In that guidelines, these lines are there. I couldn't understand the meaning of it.
So from what I understand, this is that if someone has missed the exam for the previous semester course, like some course in the last semester, and they want to take up the exam in this semester, I think this guideline is for those people. But since you are joined in this semester, you should means basically submit your exam enrollment for this semester, this course, and you need not worry about the past semester, past year, whatever. And again, I would suggest that you please post it on the discussion forum. And if still the problem persists, send an email to me. I would forward your email to the concerned team.
Thank you.
I do not have access to discussion forum. Is there a solution to this? So I told you, I am not able to see this guy's name. So anyway, the discussion forum is on the top. When you click on ask a question, when you click on that button, that opens up the discussion forum.
Excuse me, ma'am. I was the one who asked that question.
Yeah, hi Anargya.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm clicking on that ask a question tab, but I'm not. After that, it's showing that because you've logged in through your organization, you don't have access to the forum. So is there a solution to this?
So okay, a simple workaround solution, a jugaad kind of a solution is there with me. What I would suggest is, you log in through some Gmail account just for the discussion forum, okay?
Okay, but the thing is, the enrollment date for the course, I think it's passed, and I've registered through this email address.
Acha, enrollment date has passed. Is that the thing?
Yes, I think so.
No, I'm not sure if you can just enroll through the some Gmail account. I think because this discussion forum is on a Google Groups. The way they have made this discussion forum is through some Google Groups. So there is a Google Groups kind of thing. So I think you are not able to access because you have through the college ID. So college ID is maybe not based on the Google workspace. So maybe that's why you are facing this problem. If you could just use some random Gmail ID that you might be having only for the discussion forum purposes. So you can continue submitting your quizzes and assignments from your college ID. But if you have some question, you can ask through the basically Gmail ID. So if you are not able to log in through Gmail ID, do drop me an email.
From here we go that. Okay, you can see that no participants.
So if you are not able to log in through Gmail ID, then send me that email. Then I will forward your email.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
The enrollment for this course will end on 6th of Feb.
Okay.
It's already 2 days left.
Okay, Anarghya, please do enroll with some Gmail account today as soon as possible.
Okay, ma'am, I'll do that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying the enrollment date. I have been doing this course for the first time. I have no idea what programming is. Do you think I can do? Of course, Sharad. In fact, since you have never heard about programming, I would suggest that this is the course that you should take ever in your life. So personally, I had learned programming through some other conventional ways in my school and all of these things. But the first time I actually watched this course, I was like, wow, like this course and the instructor, Professor Sudarshan Iyengar, he is just simply fantastic, I must say. So if you ever get a chance to meet him, like I have not been able to meet him, only virtual interactions. So if you ever get a chance to meet him, like it would be great. And this is a fantastic course. The instructor has put in lot of effort to make it really fun and interactive. Like it is like a fun kind of exercise. So it is not like your traditional programming thing where people come and write down some basic set of like syntax and some basic set of instructions that you should follow, which is very boring and very difficult for people to understand. This is a very fun kind of an environment, and if you have never heard of programming, I would strongly suggest that you do this course as your first introduction to programming. After you have got an introduction to programming through this course, then you can go ahead to some other kind of courses, other conventional kind of courses for some advanced understanding. So this is the course for you, Sharad. In fact, I think this course is meant exactly for people like you.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, hi.
Okay. Ma'am, I'm giving NPTEL since 2017, so I registered for at that time. So NPTEL used to dispatch some hard copy of the certificate to college and to the college. So is it possible now that I can get a hard copy of my certificate?
Okay. Actually, I am not from the NPTEL team. I'm not sure about this thing. So please post your question on the discussion forum. And if it's still not resolved, send me an email and I will forward it to the concerned NPTEL team.
No, they have not clearly mentioned that they will not be dispatching the hard copies. They have mentioned it clearly.
Okay, so someone is saying that hard copy is not supposed to be given. So I am not from the NPTEL team. So actually, I do not know what NPTEL decides to do at what point of time. So I can only help you with this course. But if there is some issue that is troubling you, put it on the discussion forum and send me an email. Okay, can I learn Python if I don't know C++? Of course, Dave, just as I mentioned, if you have no idea about programming, you are the best candidate for this course, by the way. Error occurs while executing a program. Okay, this is like an answer to some question. Will you teach us some topics in Python in later live sessions? Of course, yes. Whatever that current week's topics are, we would be looking at some of the programming assignments from them. As you said, exam will consist MCQs programs as well. I have a concern about the IDE for exam. I mean, if I keep practicing on Spider and then have to give exam on browser window, then how can we cope up with that? Because Spider gives us the prompts, helps with the bracket closure, but the browser doesn't do anything like of that. Yeah, you are quite right. Spider is very helpful. It tells you where the error is, in which line the error is, and what kind of error is there. But as you learn with practice, as you get more familiar with Python, you would yourself understand what kind of errors you are making, and chances of you making some simple kind of errors would reduce. Like putting the curly braces or colons or parentheses would come very naturally to you. So you would not face so much of an issue per se. So, and every week there is a programming assignment in the browser. So you do get practice for the browser every week. So this will not be so much of an issue if you keep following the assignments week by week. Okay. Next is, till when can we enroll for the exam? Someone answered it that 6th of February is the last date. So please do enroll if you have not. Achha, this is for the exam. Okay, exam date, I'm not sure. But do try to.
17th of March.
Okay.
Last date, 17th of March.
Okay, 17th of March. Great. So do try to enroll as quickly as possible. Do not try to keep these things for the last. So the thing is that sometimes, let's say if NPTEL website is becoming slow or going down because so many people are trying to log in, it might cause problems if you save things for the last date. So when you have some time, just try to enroll for these kind of things, because keeping things for the last date, personally I've experienced it, is not nice. Like if you try to submit something on the last date or enroll for something on the last date, you might get frustrated with things not working your way. Can you send the link for discussion forum? So there is no link for the discussion forum. It's there in that NPTEL window. If you click on ask a question, you are sent to the discussion forum. Okay, hi. Okay, fine, hi. Can we get the PDF of this? Oh, great question. Yes, of course. I will put up the PDF of this problem solving session. So if you can go ahead to the YouTube channel, in the YouTube channel, in the video description, I will post the link to the PDF of this problem solving session. And you will get a prompt or a notification from NPTEL where they will also send you to the link of this PDF. So great question. So for all of you who have joined late, the video recording of this and the PDF of this problem solving session, both will be made available to you on the YouTube channel of this course that I have created. So again, if people have joined late, here is the YouTube channel, and please go ahead and subscribe so that you can access it at any point of time. Ma'am, this is the first session. We'll be able to understand the session. Okay, so no worries if this is your first session. Even if you do not understand some of the stuff. Yeah.
Ma'am, can you please give the YouTube link in the chat box once again?
Yeah, I have posted it again. Let me post it again. Okay. Here you go. I hope you got it. Oh, wait. I think I'm sending it to someone in this thing. Okay, wait. Everyone in the meeting should get it. I hope you have got it. If not, please let me know. हेलो मैम, PDF, हाँ PDF मिल जाएगा आप लोगों को. Discussion forum link that doesn't exist, you have to click it.
Ma'am, every week the live session will be like posted on the YouTube channel, right?
Yes, that's right. There are some questions in assignment 2. Okay, assignment 2 will be for next week. Next week I will focus on week 2 and week 3. Not now. If you are still concerned about assignment 2, post it on the discussion forum. I will answer it over there. But let me see what your question is. Asked to write the output. I wrote those codes and I did execute, got the answer. But if similar questions were asked, then how is it possible to know the output of it? Okay, so as you mentioned, it does come with practice. So as you practice, you become more and more familiar, and then your programming logic will also improve, and you would be able to predict the output of your codes without having to run it. So you go line by line and see what you have written, where you have if conditional or for loop or whatever, and then you will be able to understand. Okay, link of YouTube channel, I have provided it. When I was installing Anaconda. This change of location. So this happens if you are installing Anaconda in a folder which has names separated by space. So for example, my name is Radhika Prasad. If I have a folder named Radhika Prasad with a space between Radhika and Prasad, and if I want to install Anaconda in that, it will not accept it. I need to install Anaconda in a folder which does not have any space between the names. Okay.
Let it be like 14 and let it be 7. So we will give that and it will call the function and it will give the output. So that is the use of definition, DEF. Okay, so first line is that, and next what we are doing is we are giving a list. Okay, we are designing a empty list so that we can update it every time. So we are providing a space in the RAM to save some numbers which are coming in the next lines. Okay, we are defining a empty list so that we can append the numbers after combining these two steps. Okay, so next what we are doing is, as we are finding the factors of m. So
Satish, are you asking some question or are you answering something? Like, I'm not able to understand.
It is like our number m.
So for the person who was facing issues with Anaconda, I would say that you please install it in a folder which does not have spaces between the names. Okay, so for example, if my name is Radhika Prasad, I should have a folder where there is no space between my names. Radhika without space Prasad, then it will install in that folder. Can you suggest some applications for Python instead of Anaconda? You can use a web-based editor called Jupyter Notebooks. That is one thing. Then Google has also its own web-based notebooks called Google Colab. You can go to Google Colab, Colab meaning C-O-L-A-B. And then someone mentioned about Visual Studio Code. Maybe I'll write it. So Spider, then you have Jupyter or Jupyter, means depends on how you want to pronounce it. Then you have Google Colab, then you have Visual Studio Code. But if you are new to programming, as I mentioned earlier, you should focus on Spider only. How many sessions are completed till now? This is the very first session. You need not worry. You have not missed anything. There are many applications. Can you suggest which application is better? Personally, I like Spider the most. I have tried Spider. I have tried the normal Python editor that comes if you go to Python website. I've tried that, the simple Python editor, the Spider, the Jupyter notebooks. I have tried Google Colab. I have tried Visual Studio Code. Personally, for Python, I feel Spider is one of the best. I do like Visual Studio Code for other programming languages, say C++. But for Python, when I write code, I strictly stick with Spider. So that's my personal opinion, but it's a thing of preference. Like some of my batchmates, they prefer the editor that like the basic Spider editor. They use that. Some people like the web-based Jupyter notebooks because it is, let's say, web-based. You don't have to download or install anything. So it's a thing of personal preference. Some people like Google Colab because it allows you to collaborate. Like you can share your notebooks and it's on Google, so you can share it with anyone who has Gmail ID or Google Drive. So it's basically based on your personal preference. Python
PyCharm is also there.
What is also there? Sorry.
PyCharm.
PyCharm is also there. Yeah, someone has mentioned. So that's what, it's a thing of personal preference. Each one has its own benefits. So just as I mentioned, Google Colab, the benefit is it stores on your Google Drive and you can share it across anyone who has a Gmail ID. Jupyter is also web-based, so you don't have to download anything. Spider, you have to download. And the benefit of Spider is that it installs many of the packages for you beforehand. For example, NumPy or SciPy, or these are the basic packages that people use in scientific computing, and Anaconda installs it for you without you having to install it on your own. So some people like this Spider because it installs many of these packages beforehand for you. The basic Python editor that does not come with any of these packages installed. So some people like that actually, because it does not install any of the unnecessary packages for you. You choose what package you want to install. So yeah, these are some of the pros and cons. How will final exam be, MCQ or descriptive? I mentioned MCQ plus programming. Replit is also good. Okay, someone is also suggesting some other basically editor. So great. I think all these logistical questions have been addressed. If not, ma'am, you have said something about Golang. No, I have not said Golang. I have said Google Colab. Let me type it again. Google Colab. So this Google Colab is also where you can write Python code. And why it's called Colab? Because you can collaborate. So it's based on collaboration. You can collaborate with other people through Google Drive. I did not say anything about Golang. Great. I think I have addressed most, if not all, of your logistical questions. And I think most of the students have joined. Some people are still joining, let's say. Let me admit them all. Ma'am, actually new are using. What is this, Ajit? I did not understand your question, Ajit. If you could unmute. Ajit, Turtle graphics. Okay, Turtle graphics is not the aim of this course. We are not using Turtle graphics over here. Anyway, we'll come back to this later. But once tell ma'am. Oh, could you please unmute and ask, better than typing in the chat box? Hello, Ajit. If you have some more question, Ajit, send me an email. Let me type my email ID for all of you. If you have some more questions, you can send me an email. gmail.com. Okay. So great. I think I have addressed all these questions. Now we can get down to business and solve the week 1 assignment problems from previous year. And for those of us who are joining just now, here is the YouTube channel link. Please go ahead and visit that YouTube channel link and subscribe and bookmark it. You will get notification about 2 things. 1, the video recording of this live session, and 2, the PDF notes of this lecture. And also I will upload the PDF of the course notes. So I personally watch all the videos before coming to the live session, and I prepare some simple, very basic notes, because I am already familiar with Python. So my notes would not be so much descriptive or not so much detailed. They will be very short, simple notes, let's say very condensed manner, which you could probably use for revising for your final exam. So I will upload those course notes that I've prepared. So you will get access to all of these things. Okay, so let us start. So the very first...
The notes would be provided on the...
Yeah, notes would be provided on the YouTube channel, as well as NPTEL will send you a notification whenever the notes are uploaded. But if NPTEL is not sending you regular notifications, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. There you will get regular notifications. And I will also update on the discussion forum when the lecture notes are uploaded. Okay, so great to see all of you. I see about some 90 students. So it's good to see that all of you are interested in programming, and it's good to know that you people are taking the first step in your programming career, so to say. And let me assure you, this is going to be a real fun course. I personally love this course. So although I had learned programming from other sources in my school days earlier, but I just love this course. Like, it's, and the instructor is very great, good, and he has created the lectures in a great manner, very friendly manner, and very beginner friendly, so to say. And you would make some fun stuff along this course. Okay, when I installed Anaconda, it will show change location. How can I rectify it? So you need to select a location which does not have spaces in its name. No spaces between the names. Only then you can install it. And if it is showing still some error, please uninstall everything and reinstall the whole thing. Okay, so all of these logistical details are done. Now we can start some of the assignment questions. First question: what are the functions that can be performed on the variables? So this first assignment, week 1 assignment, is based on Scratch language. So as you must have seen, or if you have not, you should go ahead and watch the videos. The first week is on Scratch programming language. Now Scratch is a programming language designed for absolute beginners and kids. So the age limit is 8 years and above. So I mean, a kid as young as 8 years old can learn how to program in Scratch programming language. So that's why the instructor has started with this programming language, because it is very easy to use and very intuitive to understand. So once you get a little bit hold of Scratch programming language, then in the subsequent weeks, we will shift to Python. So Scratch does not belong to Python, you are right. But for example, week 1 assignment problems are based on Scratch. So you will get some questions on Scratch. So at least for week 1 assignment, that is entirely on Scratch. So you should go ahead and study a little bit about Scratch as well. So first question is, what are the functions that can be performed on the variables in Scratch? Very simple question if you have watched the videos. If not, I will tell you. You can rename a variable. So if I named a variable Radhika, I can rename it to Prasad later on. You can delete a variable. You can initialize it to a starting value. For example, I can initialize a variable X to take the number, to take the value, let's say 100 to start with. Everybody wants to get 100% in tests, right? So I can initialize a variable test marks as 100. So all of the above. Let me get my pen. The answer to this first question is all of the above. Next question is, which of the following statements is true? Okay, wait, someone is asking me. Scratch is not fun. Very sorry, Anuj, you are not finding Scratch fun. If you watch some of the videos or some of the projects that Scratch website has put up on its web page, then you would realize that maybe it is a little bit of fun. If not, you should still study it to get a hold of the programming logic, so to say. So if you learn any programming language, okay, then you can translate those skills to other programming languages, because what is important is to understand the logic behind the programming concepts. So you can always, every programming language will have little bit different syntax, but the logic will be the same. So if you understand the logic of how to write code, you will do well in any kind of programming language that you take up. So I'm really sorry you did not find Scratch exciting, but still try to use it for at least 1 week to solve week 1 assignment. Okay. Yes, someone has given answer to the first question in the chat box. Option D, that's right. Good going, Gargi. All of the above is the answer to the first question. Next question. Which of the following statements is true? Statement 1 is, one can run an infinite loop. Statement 2 is, one cannot change the value of the variable. Statement 3 is, one cannot add sound in Scratch. And statement 4 is, one cannot change the size of the image. So the statement which is true is A. One can run an infinite loop. Why? Because you can change the value of a variable. So if I initialize some variable to take the value 100, I can later change it to take the value 200. And if I can add sound in Scratch, if you watch the videos of week 1, you would see that in one of the animation videos, the instructor has showed how to add sound from the sound library or by installing some sound from your computer. And you can change the size of the image. There is you can either increase the size of the image or decrease the size of the image based on your liking. Great. So let me go to the next question. Before that, let me take a poll. Okay, people can answer. For question 3, I am launching this poll. Okay, give me a second. I hope the poll has launched. Let me select this poll. Okay, so take a minute to answer this poll, then I will tell you the answer. So the question is, choose the odd one out. The options are if, repeat, hide, wait. Okay, so select the odd one out from this. I'll give you a minute for this question, after which I will share the answer with you. Just take some time. So 40 seconds are done. You have 20 seconds more. I see that 40 students have answered. Roughly 40 are still remaining. So please answer. You have about 10 more seconds to go. Okay, so fine. Let me stop this poll now. End the poll. Okay, now I will share the results. So as you can see, like most people have selected option C. Some of you have selected option A as well. So let me now tell the answer to you, what the correct answer is. So most of you have selected option C, but some of you have selected option A. So the correct option is, for those of you who selected option C, you are right. For those of you who selected option A, don't worry, I will tell you why option C is right. So why this option C is right? Firstly, you should notice that each of these other options, A, B and C, sorry, A, B and D, start with a capital letter. If, repeat, and wait. Now, programming languages are quite case sensitive. The correct options of these should be with small case, like this. Okay. Programming languages are case sensitive. If you use the wrong case, then your programming language will throw up errors at you, and you would not understand why, because you have used a wrong case. So these are incorrect and these are correct. You have to be case sensitive and you have to take care of the case. The other thing is that all these are basically control options. Okay, they are controlling your code based on some conditions. So if is controlling based on some condition, if some condition is true, then you should do some sort of a process. Similarly, repeat is basically controlling your code by repeating some sort of set of instructions a certain number of times. So if I say repeat 5 times of displaying some number, then that number will be displayed 5 times. Wait is also to add some delay, so it will control your code by stopping at that particular point of time for certain number of seconds. That is also a control sequence. So all of these are control sequences, whereas hide is not a control statement. It is based in Scratch. It is, if you go to Scratch, I would strongly suggest that you people visit the Scratch website, scratch.mit.edu, and practice Scratch programming. So if you see in Scratch, hide button is available in looks, whereas these are available in control. So hide is the odd one out because it is the only one which is present in looks, whereas the others are for control sequences. Great. Good going, everyone. You people are doing great up until now. Let us move to the next question. Which command can be used to decrease the size of a Sprite. So Sprite is, for those of you who have not checked Scratch website, Sprite is basically some object that you load into the Scratch window, and that object could be anything. Typically, the default object in Scratch is a cat. A cat is the default sprite, but you can basically load anything of your choice. You can have a ball, you can have a bat, you can have your own face as the object. Yeah, I'm really sad, Anuj, that you don't want to try with this Scratch, but if that is how you want to proceed, you want to skip this assignment, I mean, you can do what you want to do. I would strongly suggest that everyone please attempt all the assignments. Like, you never know which assignment might go wrong, or which deadline you might not be able to complete based on, let's say, some personal problems in your life or something. Or if you start traveling somewhere and you are not able to do well in some assignment, it can always happen. And I would suggest that please attempt each and every assignment. You never know when things can go wrong. Okay, next question. So which command can be used to decrease the size of the sprite? So option B is the correct one. You can change size by, and you can specify the amount. So you can either increase or you can either decrease by this command. Okay, next question. Which command can be used to move an object by some step?
Will you please explain the logic behind this answer?
Sorry, logic behind what? Okay, there is no logic behind this. This is the syntax.
Can you please explain the logic behind the question number 4?
Yeah.
Like, is there any particular kind of a command?
Yeah, this syntax is there in Scratch. If you go to Scratch, you will see this option is available. This is the syntax. This is how the Scratch programming language has been designed. So you should go ahead and visit Scratch and watch some.
I can see.
Yeah, so this is the default option. This is the.
I can see, like, in the interface,
Hmm.
I can see the size that is, like, initially. Yeah, the default option is 100, and I can change the size by typing like 50, 40, 30, whatever I want.
Yes.
But how can I, like,
okay, I will show you my screen. Okay. Okay, wait.
Size by.
Okay.
I can also choose the decrease size option.
Wait, I will show you this thing. Wait. Give me a second. Let me open up my Scratch window. Where is it? Just give me a second. Are you able to see my Scratch window?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, great. So you see this option here? Souvik? In the looks, if you go, in the looks section, if you go, you have this option called change size by. Although this thing is incorrect, so this is change size by, and what you are saying is you are controlling size by this option over here. Okay, so there are two options that you have. You can either change it over here or you can use this kind of a command. Okay, I hope that answers your query. Souvik?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The options are based on the command.
Yes, it's based on the command. Okay, let's come back. Good question. So anytime you feel that you have some sort of a question, you should stop me and ask your question then and there, or you could post it on the chat box where I am regularly looking at the answers. Okay, great. So next question, which command can be used to move an object by some steps? So this is the first thing that the instructors have talked in the video. So this is the first kind of a thing, the very first video to Scratch you have seen. Move is the command to basically move your object by some certain number of steps. What the other commands will do is, what self means forward is no command. Okay, then you have turn is a command. It basically turns your object by some sort of whatever degrees that you set it to be. You can turn it clockwise, anti-clockwise, however you want it. Someone is asking, are we required to watch all the lectures? I would strongly suggest that you watch all the lectures if this is your first introduction to programming. And also, since the Scratch is a new programming language and it's not a conventional programming language which is taught in schools or colleges, so I would suggest you watch week 1 all the lectures to start with. That will give you a feel and flavor of this course and a flavor of how programming logic is developed. So if you are an expert in programming, which if you are, then you would probably not join this course. And if you are a beginner in programming, I would suggest that you watch all the lectures. They are pretty good and quite helpful. Okay, next question. What does the cat say after executing the following code? Okay, I will give you some time. Let me start the poll. Okay, let me relaunch this poll. Okay, so this is a code is shown to you over here, a code in Scratch. I have started the poll. Take a minute or two to try and understand this code and try and execute this code in your mind or on paper. I would suggest that you sit down with a pen and paper, write down what each step is trying to do. So the first step is set x to 2. So you should write on your paper x and the value 2 for it. Then you move to the next statement which says repeat 20 times. And what is supposed to be repeated 20 times? Then you see... Sorry?
Zoom the screen so that we can see the code clearly.
Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah. So go step by step. Whenever you have these kind of questions, you should try and go step by step. Each step. So see what each step is trying to do. It is trying to set some value. It is trying to repeat some set of instructions. Then there is an if conditional. So you should see what is that if condition. What is that condition trying to decide, and what is the output that is being displayed. And then there is a change statement. So what is that change statement trying to do? You should go step by step with a pen and paper. Don't try to do everything in your mind, because it might be difficult to go through all the steps in your mind. So take a pen and paper, write it on a piece of paper, and try to execute each line in your on the paper. And if you are still facing some problem, you can always go ahead and write this code in Scratch. So if you are still stuck, or if you want to verify your answer, that you have got the correct answer or not, then you should go to the Scratch window and write this code and try to see what the answer is there. So I will give, I see that very few people have answered the poll. I strongly suggest that everybody should try and answer the poll. I will give you, let's say, maybe 30 seconds to about 40 seconds more. And please try to answer the poll. And after about half a minute, I will discuss the answer with all of you. So just take some time. And I strongly suggest that people try to join the session on time. Like 3 o'clock is the time. Please try to join by 3 o'clock. I see some people are still trying to log in. Yeah, it becomes very difficult if people keep joining late. Okay, so let me stop the poll now. And let's see what people have answered. Okay, stop the poll. Share the results. So as you, let me see, wait. In the poll, let me Let me share the results. So as you can see, most of you have selected, let me zoom out now. Most of you have selected the option B. Some of you have selected option C, and some have even tried option A and option C. Now let me discuss the answer. Let me stop sharing this poll. Okay. Stop sharing the poll. And let's come back to our question. Okay. So, Ria made a good point. So Ria, since the meet limit, participant limit exceeded, I will suggest something to you. Okay, wait, let me suggest something. You join the live stream link. Okay, this is there. So if at any point of time this 100 participant limit is achieved, then this should be your backup. You should go ahead and watch the live stream. So there, live stream is there, and you will see each of these things live. So you are not missing anything if you watch the YouTube live stream as well. Okay, thank you for pointing this out to me, Ria, and I will try to resolve this issue as soon as possible. And if it is not resolved, you have this backup option. Please keep this backup option handy by subscribing to the channel. So let's come back to this question. So as most of you selected the correct option, option B is the correct option. Now let me tell you why this option is correct. So quite a few of you might have heard this function, this mod function, for the first time maybe. What does this mod function do? This mod function is basically a remainder function. Okay, so what it does is, if I say A mod B, then it tells me the remainder of A divided by B. Okay, so for example, let me give you an example. If I do 7 mod 3, okay, then the remainder of this would be 1, because 3 times 2 is 6 and the remainder is 1. But if I do, let's say, 4 mod 4, then the remainder is 0, because 4 divided by 4, the quotient is 1 and the remainder is 0. So mod function gives you the remainder of a division operation. And A mod 2, what that will give? A mod 2 will give remainder either 0 or 1. Because when you divide something by 2, either your remainder can be 0 or your remainder can be 1. So if remainder is 0, that means you have an even number. Okay. And if remainder is equal to 1, that means you have an odd number. Okay. Why? Because let's say 4 mod 2. So 4 is an even number. 4 divided by 2 will give you a remainder of 0. But if we have 3, so let me write down 4 mod 4, remainder is 0. Sorry, 4 mod 2, if we do, then the remainder is 0. But if I do 3 mod 2, then the remainder is 1. So this is even number, this is odd number. Okay. And you are running through numbers 1 to 20. Okay. So 20 times you are going in this repeat loop. So this repeat loop is there, and you are basically this if condition is there. What is this if condition saying? That if x mod 2 equal to 0, x mod 2 equal to 0, meaning you are selecting only the even numbers. Just now we see that if remainder is 0 by the mod operation, then it is an even number. So it is selecting only the even numbers. And say x means it is displaying the value of x. And then you are incrementing your x by 1. So you are scanning from 2 and 20 times you are going, and each time you are incrementing by 1. So every time you are only selecting even numbers because of this mod operation. Great. Let's move to the next question. Which of the following command is not related to the motion section? If, wait, move, rotate. Okay, so in this, if is the important thing. This has got nothing to do with motion, it is just a condition. Okay, next question. Which command can be used to make an image reappear? Option is hide, reappear, show, or glide. So the option is show. Hide is to hide the object. So if you have hidden the object, it is hidden. And if you want to show it once again, that is to reappear, then you use the command show. Reappear is no command in Scratch language. So this option is just there to confuse people. People will think, oh, image reappear, so we should select the option reappear. That's not a thing. So show is the correct option. Okay, let's move ahead. Which of the following command is used to take the absolute value of a number? So this is a new question maybe that you would have seen, you might not have seen before if you have not tried working in Scratch window. And if you have worked in Scratch window, you would know that the answer is absolute off, ABS off. So ABS off gives the absolute value of a number. Absolute value means taking the like this. Okay, so if you have a number 5, then the absolute value of 5 is 5. But if you have minus 5, then also the absolute value is 5. Okay, you ignore the negative sign. Okay, next question is a true false type question. Let me start a poll for this. Wait, let me start a poll. Let me launch the true false poll. Wait, give me a second. Okay, so let me read out the question for all of you. The question is, state true or false. In Scratch, one can mention X and Y coordinates to move an image. True or false? So very simple question. If you have watched the Scratch videos or if you have tried playing around in Scratch window. So I'll give all of you a minute and try to answer this question. Okay, so you have a few more seconds to answer this question. Okay, let me now stop the poll. Okay, I will end the poll now and I will share the results. So most of you have selected the option true, and true is the correct answer. Okay, so for those of you who selected false, do not worry. The answer now I'm telling you is true. It is not false. Okay, so there is a command called set x and set y. Okay, for both the x and y coordinates, this command is there. You can set whatever coordinate values you want. Let's say you can set it to 20, you can set it to 10. Then your object will move to this coordinate location. If you want then to change the coordinate location, that is to move it, you can set it, let's say 50, and this, let's say 0. So that's how you can play around with the coordinates and change the coordinates or effectively move your object around in the screen. So the answer is true. Okay, so next question is like a big piece of code is there. So let me first read the question for you. Okay, And let me start the poll. So if you people are very fast in doing things, then let me start the poll. Otherwise, I'll go step by step and explain how this stuff is happening. Let me just relaunch the poll. Okay, it's a significantly long piece of code, so I will first try and go through this question. Just give me a second. Let me launch the poll. Okay, so we have launched the poll. Let me read out the question for you first. Which of the following set of instructions will make the sprite, the cat, move in a triangle? Final and initial position as well as the angle of the cat should be the same. So if you remember, in the very first video of this Scratch programming, the instructor showed you the cat moving around in a rectangle or a square. So he had the cat over there, then he moved it forward some 100 steps, then he rotated it 90 degrees, then moved it some 100 steps, then rotated it 90 again, then moved it 100 steps, then again rotated and moved 100 steps and back again rotated. So that last rotation is important to get the cat in the original orientation. If you had not applied that last rotation of 90 degrees, then your cat would have been rotated and it would not be in the original state. So he had basically move, rotate, move, then again rotate, then move, then rotate, and then again move and then rotate to get your cat move in that rectangle or square and come back to the original position. Here, the aim is to move the cat around in a triangle, not in a square. Okay, so triangle means instead of 90 degrees, now I'm working with 60 or 120 degrees. Okay, rectangle was simple 90 degrees rotation. Triangle would mean 60 or 120 degrees of rotation based on how you look from it. So acute angle would be 60, obtuse angle would be 120. So I have tried my best version of drawing this cat for you. Pardon me if this does not look like a cat to you, but this is probably my best version of drawing this cat sprite. And let's try to move this cat. Okay, let me copy this cat. Okay, since I don't think I can draw it real time over here, so let me copy this cat and let me paste it over here so that we can move around this copied version of the cat. So first, this cat is here in the horizontal, okay, horizontal direction, facing like this. And to move it in a triangle, we can't just, we need to rotate it first. So our aim is to move this cat in a triangle, okay. So the triangle would be something like this. Cat goes up like this, then cat comes down like this, and then cat moves back and then again rotates to come back to its original location. So this is the kind of triangle that we want to look at, okay. This is the kind of triangle we want to create, an equilateral triangle with the cat. So what do we do? First things first, we will rotate this cat by 60 degrees, okay. We will rotate it by 60 degrees. So then the cat will move along this rotated line, okay. So let me get this cat. So I don't think I can rotate this cat over here in my application, but fine, this is the cat that we have. We will rotate it by 90 degrees, okay, sorry, by 60 degrees. Then we will move it some steps. So let's say we will move it some number of steps and the cat comes up over here, okay. Now we want, so the cat is now at this location. Now we want to move it along here. So what do? We rotate it. We will rotate it so that it moves along this direction, okay. And how much is this angle going to be? Well, you would have guessed it right. This angle is going to be 120 degrees, okay. Why? Because this angle is 60 degrees. It's an equilateral triangle, I told you. and angle on a line is always 180 degrees. So if this is 60, this thing needs to be 120. Okay. Now we will move the cat by the same number of steps because it's an equilateral triangle that we want. So then the cat will come down at this point and reach this point. Same number of steps. So now the cat is over here. Okay. And it's facing along this direction. So to get it back to its original place, now we want to make this cat move over here. So again, we need to rotate it by 120 degrees. This is 120 degrees. We need to rotate it. The cat will rotate. And then we want to make it move same number of steps, 100 steps in this direction. So then the cat will now come back to this position. But notice that the cat is, when it comes back to its original place, it is in a rotated state. We need to get it back to its original orientation. So we need to do this rotation over here. And that rotation would be 180 degrees. Because our cat is, let me get this cat. This is my cat. Okay. I don't know how to invert this cat. Sorry about that. How to rotate or invert this cat. Anyway, let me try and redraw the cat for you, if that is possible. Right now, what your cat is doing when it is here, it is in this reverse orientation. The cat is facing like this. Okay. This is the cat. I know I'm not doing a good task trying to draw this, but I hope you get the idea. So the cat is facing this direction. Okay. This is the cat. It's facing this direction. So we want to get it back to its original orientation, which is facing to the right. How you would do that? You would do that by a rotation of 180 degrees. So your cat is here and it is facing this direction, and you would rotate it by 180 degrees, rotate it by 180 degrees, so that your cat starts facing in the original direction, that is to the right. So the correct option, let me stop the poll first. So as most of you have followed and selected the correct option, and for those of you who did not select the correct option, I have explained it step by step for you how the option is supposed to be selected. So option C is the correct option, and we just now saw how this is working out. The important takeaway in this question is this line. Okay. Why I'm saying that is because this statement says what? Let me rewrite it. It says turn anti-clockwise by minus 120 degrees. Okay. Or let me write down full degrees. Now, turning anti-clockwise by minus 120 degrees is equivalent to saying turn clockwise by 120 degrees. So this step over here that we did, this step, this is this step, this is this thing right here. Oh, sorry. This is this thing right here. So saying anti-clockwise rotation by some negative value is same thing as saying clockwise rotation by the positive value. So anti-clockwise minus 120 degrees means clockwise of plus 120 degrees. So this was the important takeaway in this question. Someone has asked, is this lecture for the joy of programming with Python? Yes, you are right. This is the joy of programming with Python. Someone has asked, please zoom the codes. Oh, I'm really sorry. I think the options were not clear over here. Someone has mentioned. So in that case, let me post it. Somehow Zoom reduces the quality, but I've noticed that YouTube, the quality is intact. So in such a case, if you go ahead to this YouTube channel and click on the YouTube link, there the quality is a little bit better. Somehow Zoom does something when all the participants are there to keep into account the bandwidth that each participant would be having. It does some funny things with the resolution. So I should have had zoomed the options. Okay, I am really sorry about that. But if I zoom the correct option over here now for you, I think you can see the correct option zoomed in. So the correct option is this. You turn 60 degrees anti-clockwise, then you move 100 steps, then you move 120 degrees clockwise, then again you move 100 steps, then you move minus 120 degrees anti-clockwise, that means 120 degrees clockwise, and then again move 100 steps, and then finally you move 180 degrees clockwise. So this is the correct option. Great. So I have actually written this thing in Scratch, okay? Just give me a second. For those of you who could not see the options and it was not clear, what I will do is I will open my Scratch window. I have written down this code for you beforehand. So I hope you can see my Scratch window. Let me go to my Scratch window. I have written this code over here, cat moving in a triangle for you. Just give me a second. Yeah. So see, this code is over here. I have written down this code for you. Rotation by 60, move 100, rotation by 120, move 100, rotation by 120 again, move 100, rotation by 180. And let's see what the cat does. You see, the cat is going around in a triangle and it is correctly coming back to its original orientation. Once again, let me run it for you. See, rotation, move, rotation, move, rotation, move, and back again, rotation. So this is, I have just copied this code and written in the Scratch window for all of you so that you can see live that indeed this is the code to make the cat move in a triangle. So I would suggest all of you, whenever you have these kind of programming questions, first you should try and solve it with a pen and paper. Okay. So let me come back to my Zoom. Let me come back to the Zoom. So this is what I would strongly suggest you people follow. Whenever you are facing any kind of programming question, first thing, you should always sit with a pen and paper and try to work out each step properly. And once you have worked it out, you should write down that code in the programming language and then check whether the output matches with what you had worked out with the pen and paper. So just now I followed those steps. I did it with a pen and paper. Paper for me is a screen and pen is a digital pen, so to say. But we worked it out step by step, each of the statements. And then I showed you in the Scratch window by writing down the code and actually verifying that indeed what we had predicted is the correct option or the correct answer. So every time, first step is to try with pen and paper. Second step is to actually go to the programming language and write down the code and see what the code is doing. So everybody, I think, would be happy that the cat is indeed moving in a triangle as we had predicted. Okay, next question. Okay, so here you need to predict the value of some variable. If I may zoom in a little bit, I think people would be able to see it better. So the question is, what will be the value of my variable at the end of the loop? So let me zoom in. So there is a repeat loop over here. Okay, this repeat loop is going 10 times and we need to select the correct option from here. So it's a very simple question actually. Like, I think people, if you have been following things up until now, this would be very easy for you, and quickly I think you would be able to select that the correct option is option B, 40. And why so? See this. What is this doing? Okay, this is doing change my variable by 5. That means it is adding 5. It is doing plus 5. Okay. Then the next statement is doing change my variable by minus 1. That means it is doing minus 1. It is subtracting 1 from my variable. So the equivalent of this, equivalent is plus 5 minus 1 means equivalently you are doing plus 4. Okay. You are adding 4 each time. So adding 4, subtracting 1. Sorry. Adding 5 subtracting 1 means adding 4. Effectively, that is the thing that this code is doing. So you are adding 4 each time. And how many times you are adding? You are adding 10 times. And what is your initial number? Initial is 0. So you started with 0. What you did is you added 4 and you did that 10 times. You add 4 10 times. So what is the result you will get? Obviously, you will get 40 as the result. 4 into 10. So the correct option is 40. Pretty simple question over here. Okay, so I hope everyone is following up until now. Let's move ahead.
Mention that we have to add it 10 times.
Oh, you have to add it 10 times. This is mentioned by this. So adding is done by this change variable. So change variable by 5 means it is incrementing it by 5. And so change variable by -1 means it is reducing it by 1. And repeat 10 times. This is the thing. This repeat is the one which ensures that this thing goes on 10 times. This statement does adding 5 and this statement does subtracting by 1. Okay? Is it clear now?
Yes.
Yeah. So repeat is a loop structure. So repeat will tell how many times you need to repeat it or how many times your loop will execute. And we have told it 10 times, so it will execute 10 times. Change is how much of a change you want to do. You are increasing it by some amount, decreasing it by some amount that you can do by this change. So good question. And you should basically be clear as to what the code is doing, what the syntax is doing. So great. I'm happy that you people are asking these questions. So let's move ahead. So now we are basically having a bunch of questions. So the question 1 to 10 that I showed you, they were from one of the years. So every year you have 10 questions. So as I mentioned, I'm solving questions from 2022 and 2021. So some of those questions are like syntax based, and some of these questions are like these programming based, where you need to predict the output of some program or some code. And I strongly suggest that once I upload the PDF, you should go ahead and type some of these codes in the Scratch language. That way you will gain familiarity with the programming. And if you still have some question which you do not understand, then once you write down the code, you will understand things much better. And then you will understand why you are getting the kind of output that you are getting. Okay, let's move ahead. What will be the value of my variable? Okay, so let me zoom in. So what it does, it sets t to 0. Then there is a repeat until loop. So repeat until, that means some condition is there. So you need to repeat until this condition is met. That is until t is greater than 5. And you need to display the value of t and you need to increment t by 1. So the correct option here is A. Option A. It will show you 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why? Because my condition is t greater than 5. And this condition would be until you reach 6. So 6 is greater than 5. Okay. 5 is not greater than 5. Okay. 5 is equal to 5. So it will go up until 5. And then when it comes 6, then 6 is greater than 5. This is true. So the loop will stop at that particular point of time. So repeat until means keep doing this loop until you reach this condition. So until you reach the condition t greater than 5. Is 0 greater than 5? No. So you will give the output 0. Then you need to increment it by 1. Change t by 1. So this is doing plus 1. So now your t becomes 2. Is 2 greater than 5? No. So you will 1. Then after 1, 2. Then you keep adding one more. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Is 3 greater than 5? No. So display the value 3. Then you do plus 1 again. You get 4. Is 4 greater than 5? No, it's not greater than 5. Then you display the value 4. Then you add one more. So you get 5. Is 5 greater than 5? No, 5 is not greater than 5. 5 is equal to 5. Then again you display 5. Then you increment by one more and you get 6. Is 6 greater than 5? Yes, 6 is greater than 5. So you stop the loop. Okay. When you get 6, you exit this loop. You are no more going into the loop. So from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are the numbers that will be displayed. Cool. So let's move forward. What will be the value of my variable? Again, we have a similar kind of a question where we need to see the value or the output. Let me zoom in again. What this is doing. It says set my variable to 10 and repeat 10 times. And what you are doing is you are changing my variable by 10. That means you are doing plus 10. You are adding 10. And then once 10 times. So repeat 10 times from here, 10 times. And then set my variable to my variable divided by 5. So you're doing a division operation over here. Okay. So very simple. What is happening is you have my variable. Let me write down. My variable. Okay. Which is equal to 10 initially. Then what you are doing? You are adding change by this thing. You are adding 10. And how many times? 10 times. So you are doing this. So you are adding 10 times. That means you are adding basically 100. So this 10 times means 100. So 100 plus 10 is 110. That's what you get. And then what you do is you are dividing by 5. So dividing by 5. So 100 divided by 5 is 22. So the correct option is 22 as someone mentioned in the chat. So Abhi is saying hello. Hi Abhi. I was late to the class. Can I get alternate way to access the class from start? Okay, good question Abhi. So alternate way to watch the class is on YouTube channel of the course that I have created. So I have put the YouTube channel link in the chat box. You can go ahead on that YouTube channel, subscribe to it, and you will get notifications about these classes, and you can watch the class at any point of your time, any point of your comfortable time, and the entire class is recorded and shared on the YouTube channel. So if you have missed something from the beginning, no worries, just go to the YouTube channel and you will get everything. Okay, so let us.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, repeating a value by 10 means just multiplying it by 10 times.
Yeah, repeat means that loop is being performed 10 times. So let me go ahead. Okay, see. Repeat 10 times means what are you repeating? You are repeating these 3 steps inside. Sorry, these 2 steps. What you are repeating 10 times means you are waiting for 1 second and you are changing your my variable by 10. And this set of 2 instructions, you are doing it 10 times. So 10 times you are waiting for 1 second and then increasing your value of t. Then again you are waiting for 1 second and increasing your value by t. Then again you are waiting for 1 second, increasing your value by t. This process you are doing 10 times.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Great. So I am enjoying that you people are asking questions. That makes me feel good. Okay, so next question. We are actually running a little bit late on time. So never mind, since this was the first session. So next question. What should be a set of instructions to make our sprite say a table of 5? So if you have watched the video lessons, then you would have seen that the instructor has showed you how to basically make your sprite or the cat say a table of some particular number. In fact, he did some table of some crazy number like 19. So table of 19 or something. So it's very easy. I will give you the answer. If you want, you can go ahead and try this out in Scratch later whenever you have some free time. For now, let me tell you the answer and let me tell you why this is the correct answer. Okay, so this is the correct answer to say table of 5. what is it doing is, it is setting some variable s to 5 and another variable t to 1 and another variable x to 5, and then we have a repeating 10 times. So this means repeat 10 times. Okay, and what you want to repeat is say this thing. That means this will display. So the cat will say this number. So this number will display. And what you're doing, you are changing t by 1 and you are setting x to t into s. So s is the number whose table you want. So table for 5 you want, so s is that number. If you change s to some other value, let's say 6, 7, 8, then you will get table for that particular number. Okay, and you are initializing your x to 5 and finally you are setting your x to t into s. That means whatever your t is there and multiply it by s. So when t is initialized to value 1, okay, so when t is equal to 1, then you have 1 into 5, that means 5. Then you are increasing t by 1, increase t by 1, so you're doing plus 1 to t. So then what you have t equal to 2, so you get 2 into 5, t into s. Okay, this is what we are trying to do. Okay, s is equal to 5. Then you are increasing t by 1, so that means you get t equal to 3. Then your output will be 3 into 5. Then increase more, t equal to 4. Then your output will be 4 into 5, so on and so forth. How many times? 10 times. So your last value of t would be t equal to 10. And final answer would be 10 into 5, final number that is displayed, that is 50. So you are displaying table of 5 from 1 to 10. That is 5 into 1, 5 into 2, 5 into 3, 5 into 4, so on and so forth, up to 5 into 10. Okay. Great. Now let us move to the next question. Imagine a cricket ball as a sprite. The ball will move in, and these options are there: straight line, circular motion, curve path, up and down. Okay, and the option and this is the code. So let us do one thing. Let me write down this code in my Scratch window and let us see live what happens. Okay, so this is my Scratch window. As you can see, I have downloaded my Scratch on my laptop. So either you can use Scratch on the web, which I showed you beforehand, or you can download Scratch on your laptop. So if you download it, you would not have to depend on internet connectivity, and you can download it from the Microsoft Store, or you can search Scratch offline editor. Then on the Scratch website, scratch.mit.edu, you will get the download link for the offline editor. That is, you will download it on your laptop. Okay, so let me write down this code for you. First, what we need to do is we need to get a cricket ball as our sprite. Okay, so we don't want this cat as our sprite, we want a cricket ball as a sprite. So what we do is we will add a new sprite. So choose a sprite. Okay, let me do choose a sprite. And you can see all these, so many options for sprites are there. Different kinds of fruits, animals, different stuff. Let me search ball. So you see these options are there. I can see a basketball, baseball, soccer ball, tennis ball. Soccer, why? Because in America, in USA, people, what we call football, those people call it soccer. But I don't see a cricket ball. So anyway, you can either download a cricket ball on your computer and upload it over here. But I will choose soccer ball. Why? Because football is my favorite sport. I love to play football and I love to watch football. I'm a big fan of football. So let us select this soccer ball, okay? And let me delete this cat. Sorry, cat, but right now we need a ball. So we have this ball, and let me write down the code for you. It is repeat. How many times? The question says repeat 17 times. And what repeat 17 times? There is this turn statement. turn by 20 degrees and then move how many steps? They are saying move 30 steps. And let me add a weight also so that we see it slowly, otherwise it will move very fast. Okay, so let me run this thing. Let me maybe bring this football somewhere here. Okay, so see, its x location is 41, y location is minus 72. Okay, let me run this. So you see how this football is going. It is going round and round and round. Let this code complete. Okay, the code has executed 17 times and this is how where the football is coming back. And you saw that it was more or less like a circular motion. But see this x value, it was 41 and it is only 11 right now. It has not reached its original location. If I change this to 18, why? Because 18 times 20 is 360. So 360 degrees complete it will do. 17 times 20 is only 340 degrees. So it will stop 20 degrees before. If I do 18, then 18 times 20 is 360. And now see, the x location is 11. So if I run this code, it will come back to its x location of 11. Let us see. It's going. I think 1 second is too much, but fine. Let us wait. So this football is going round and round. And see, now it is back to its original x location of 11. So 360 degrees is completed. Okay. So let us go back to our question. I have demonstrated how this code is working. So let us come back to this. So you see that this is the ball is going in a circular motion. But let me warn you, this is only an approximation. Okay, this is only an approximation to a circle. Okay, why? Because it is a polygon of 17 sides, or as I showed, maybe 18 sides. So it is a polygon with large number of sides. So it is only an approximation to a circle. Perfect circle you can not really get. You can only get closer and closer to approximations of a circle by making your polygon of larger and larger number of sides. Let's say 3000 number of sides. If you make your polygon, then that will be very, very close to a perfect circle. And the thing is that this number right here, this should be 18 for full 360 degree rotation. So every time you get a question, you should try and change some things in the question and see what happens, and try to basically run the code on your own and try to explore things on your own. So we saw this code. It is an approximation to a circular motion. We have 3 more questions, so bear with me for a few more minutes. We are nearing the end of our lecture. I'm running a little bit late. Maybe I have just 1 minute according to the schedule, but it was the first lecture, so we discussed some logistical stuff as well. 3 more questions, so just wait, or 4 more questions rather. Imagine Sprite to be a scooter. How many times the scooter will move forward? Okay, so this is the code. So we are setting z to some value 2, x to some value 2, and we are repeating 10 times. Repeat 10 means repeat 10 times. And what we are repeating? The statement is if x divided by z equal to 1. Okay, this means x should be equal to z. X should be equal to z. Only then x divided by z will be equal to 1. And then you need to move 10 steps and then you change z by 2. Okay, so what is happening is that this statement this whole stuff would be executed a total of 5 times. Why? Because this will happen only when your z is equal to 2 or 4 or 6 or 8 or 10. Okay? Why? Because, and then you are changing z by 2, then you are changing some x by 1. So let me, I'm just giving you the answer, but let me give a quick run through of this code. So first, when x is equal to 1, okay, then you see 1 divided by 2, z is equal to 2. So 1 divided by 2, so x equal to 1, z equal to 2. 1 divided by 2 is not equal to 1. So you will not move 10 steps. So what you, and so your z will also not be incremented. What you will do is your x will increase by 1. So now you have x equal to 2, z equal to 2, and 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. So you will move. You will move 10 steps. Okay. Then what is happening? Your z is now becoming 4. Z is increasing by 4, by 2. This line. So z is 4. X is increasing by 1 over here. This is x is increased by 1 and z is increasing by 2. So z is becoming 4, x is 3, and 3 divided by 4 is not equal to 1. Then what you are doing is you are increasing x by 1 again. So x equal to 4, z equal to 4, 4 divided by 4 equal to 1, and then you move. Okay, and then you do this thing 10 times. So now you see why I'm saying it. So you see that when your z is equal to 2, when your z is equal to 4, and then z6, z8 and z10, only then you are moving. Okay, this move statement is being executed. So how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so option D, 5 times. So this is how, with a pen and paper, you will try and execute the code. And I have shown you how to write program in the Scratch programming language, either in the web browser or by downloading it to your computer. Okay. Next question. As you can see, I am coming to the end. 20th question is the last question. 3 more questions and only 2 more programming questions. Imagine a cricket player hitting a sixer on a delivery. Which code block represents the upward motion and downward movement of the ball? So we have some code blocks and we want to see which one is making the ball go up and down. So let me have a cricket ball. Let me draw a cricket ball. It will be, I am not so much familiar with cricket, but I think red ball is used in test cricket, if I'm not wrong. Sorry, I do not follow cricket so much. I am a footballer. I'm passionate about football. I can tell you everything you want to know about football, but cricket, not so much. So I'm drawing a red ball. I guess this is a test cricketer, but I'm not sure in test cricket what is the frequency of sixers. I think sixers are more common in T20s or ODIs, but still, for the sake of it, we have a red cricket ball. Could someone just tell me what is the color of the ball in test cricket?
Red.
Red ball in test cricket, right? And ODI and T20 is with what color ball?
White.
White, okay. So this is some guy playing test cricket with red ball and hitting a sixer. So let us look at this code, okay? This code, what is this doing it? So this is the horizontal direction. The code is saying turn anti-clockwise by 20 degrees. So you are moving in this direction, anti-clockwise 20 degrees. This is 20 degrees. In this direction you are moving, and you are moving 100 steps. So let's say you are here 100 steps, and then what you're doing is again anti-clockwise you are going 20 degrees. So again you go anti-clockwise by 20 degrees more, and then you move 100 steps, and finally you come over here. So you can clearly see this is upward motion. Okay, I had drawn it like this. This is like a cheating thing, like you are getting the answer. This ball is drawn down over here. Obviously it will move upwards. There is no space to move downwards. And this ball I've drawn at the top end, so obviously this will go downwards. But still, let's see. So this is the horizontal line. code says move clockwise by 60 degrees. That means this direction. So we are moving 60 degrees clockwise. Oh, too big of a line I drew. Okay, wait. Clockwise 60 degrees. Somewhere over here, this is 60 degrees. Then we're saying clockwise 40 degrees. So this is clockwise 40 degrees. Okay. Clockwise 40 degrees. This is 40 degrees. And then the ball comes over here. So this is downward motion. So the option is option B. Left block represents upward motion and right block represents downward motion. So this is the correct answer. Again, you can try it out in Scratch. Now, two more questions. Which of the following statements is true about the following block of code? Okay, so this is the block of code. Here this is a random number thing. Pick random 1 to 10 means it is selecting a random number between 1 and 10 and both are inclusive. That means 1 and 10 both inclusive. That means you can also get random number can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3, so on and so forth, and it can also be 10. That is what I mean by both inclusive. And repeat 7 means 7 times you are going. 7 times. And you are changing x by t. That means you are adding t to x. So what is this code is doing? Very simple. This code block is adding 7 random numbers between 1 to 10 to x. Why 7 random numbers? Because this code is running 7 times over here. And why 1 to 10? Because pick random 1 to 10 is there. And it is adding to x by this line. Change x by t. That means it is adding t to x. So this is the answer. Finally, the last question. Okay. Last question. Okay. Which of the following is true about Scratch? Since this is the last question, let me reactivate my poll for one last time in this lecture. Let me relaunch my poll. Okay, I have relaunched the poll for all of you. Take a minute. I'm really sorry for having overshot the time. So take a minute, answer this question, and I promise this is the last question. So I give you 30 more seconds and then I'll tell you the answer. Okay, so let me now stop the poll. I see many of you have answered, some of you have not. So for those of you who have not, I would request to attempt it. If not, I will share the answer with you. Okay, so let me stop the poll. Let me share the results with all of you. And as you can see, most of you have selected option C. So let me stop the share and let me stop this poll. Great. So most of you have selected option C, and option C is indeed the correct option. Which of the following is true about Scratch? We can run a forever loop. That means an infinite loop. The first statement is we cannot add sound to our animations. This is wrong. We can indeed add from the sound library, or by uploading your sound. You can see it in this animation video by the instructors. You can check out animation 3, I guess. In that they have shown how to add sound. We cannot make a picture disappear. This is also wrong. You can use the hide command to make the picture disappear. And we cannot make a new variable. This is also wrong. You can make new variables in the data section. So option C is the only true option of scratch. So this brings us to the end of the session. Abhi has a question. Ma'am, can I get your email to solve problem in my own time? An explanation can you give me, ma'am? Okay, Abhi, I would suggest that please you make use of the discussion forum as much as possible. Okay, I will provide you my email, but the discussion forum is the place to go. Why I say that is because I am not just the only TA. We have a few more TAs. I think three or four more TAs, and plus the instructors. There are two. There's one main instructor, Professor Sudarshan Iyengar, and then he has some other people working with him who are the co-instructors or something you can say, and they are regularly checking the discussion forum and trying to answer it. So this we three or four of us and then the instructors like 5 or 6 of us are working very hard to try and answer as many questions as possible. So if I miss some question, then some other TA will look at the question or the instructor will look at the question and try to answer the question. So I strongly suggest all of you, please make as much use of the discussion forum as possible. You should send me an email only and only when it is something very technical, wherein you need when your discussion forum is not working and you are not able to access the discussion forum, so to say, or if you're not able to access the course, if you're not able to go to the place where you ask question, then you should send me the email and only then I will be able to help you out. But let me write down my email ID. So my email ID is mostly supposed to be used for resolving technical stuff uh, wherein you are not able to access the discussion forum. Yeah, still I have provided Abhi my email ID to you, this thing, and better than that, you should use the YouTube. Okay, you should post. So first things, let me write down the sequence of stuff that you should access. First thing, you should go to the discussion forum. Okay, second thing, what you should do is you should go to the YouTube channel. Okay, YouTube, and the link I have given to you. And finally, the third thing is the email. Okay, I cannot promise you that I will go through each and every email, because as you can see, there are so many students enrolled, and it is very difficult for me to individually see all the emails. But still, this is your sequence. You should go to the discussion forum, should go to the YouTube and post your questions first on the discussion forum, if not on the YouTube, and then finally an email to me. Okay, Satsangi Aman, you have some question. By the way, for all of the other students, the session is over. We discussed week 1 assignment. Next week, I will focus on week 2 and possibly a little bit about week 3, let us say, because I see that the deadlines are a little bit confusing. Both week 1 and week 2 seems to have similar kind of deadlines. So I will try to make up for this, and the sessions started pretty late. Like today is the first session. You will have more sessions in the future. So I will try to cover week 2 and little bit of week 3 maybe. So yeah, this was the first session, and please, those of you who have missed the YouTube channel link, please go to the YouTube channel. There you will get the videos to these live sessions as well as link to the PDF lecture notes of this live session, as well as the PDF to the course notes that I have personally prepared. Yeah, now Satsangi, you seem to have some question. Could you just ask?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I want to ask that. Does NPTEL has any course related to computer in physical mode rather to have in virtual mode?
Any
Like my
physical mode meaning?
Like my course is in BVOC in IoT. So like 15 days workshop or something else in physical mode.
Oh, you mean where you meet the instructor face to face?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm really sorry, but this NPTEL is an online learning platform. Even the workshops that NPTEL uh, basically organizes, those workshops are also online. These courses are online. Everything about NPTEL is online.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Abhi is asking, I want to design, is Python is better than JavaScript? Well, for websites, people typically use JavaScripts and the family of languages in JavaScripts. Um, so family of JavaScript languages. Uh, Typically means every language has its own pros and cons. Okay, it's not like one language is the supreme language and this is the language you should learn. Python is quite a versatile language, so to say, that you can do a whole variety of things, and it has a very good community online where people create packages and upload packages, and great deal of documentation is available. So yeah, it's mostly like a personal preference in programming languages. Ma'am, the exam also conduct through online. Okay, exam is online, but I think you need to go to a center. It's a computer based exam, but you would have to go to a center. I'm not sure, I have not taken the exam personally, but this is what I have heard. You can ask this question on the discussion forum. The NPTEL team which conducts the exam will get back to you. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining this session. It was really good to interact with all of you.
Ma'am, how to access the PDF of this lecture, ma'am?
I will upload it on the YouTube channel in the description, and then NPTEL will also send you a notification. And in the YouTube channel, in the description of the video, I will put the link where I upload this.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you everyone. Let me stop recording to this session. So yeah, thank you everyone. Bye bye. See you in the next session. Next session is on Saturday 3 to 5 p.m. So each of these sessions which I conduct will be on Saturday 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And see you in the next session.
Thank you, ma'am. Nice session we had.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, my name. Someone does not know my name. So I am Radhika Prasad. So yeah, in case I missed my name, I'm Radhika Prasad. Thank you.
Ma'am, when is your next section?
Next Saturday, 3 to 5 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah. Sovik is saying, ma'am, question mark. One more question I have. So yeah, Sovik, go ahead. Sovik, you can unmute and ask your question. Sovik, can you just ask your question? I don't think I can.
As you have suggested me that. Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, ma'am. As you have suggested that I should, post a question in the query section.
Yes.
So as you know, the deadlines are close. So if I don't get any answer from them, can I mail you?
Yeah, sure. I have provided my email ID to all of you. So do post it on the discussion forum. Do post it then on the YouTube channel where. So the discussion forum is good that it's not just the instructors, but even people like you, your classmates and your friends can answer the question. So in that sense, it is very good. It's not just the instructors answering, but it's also your friends and classmates who might be facing similar issues and have figured out how to solve those issues, and they would come forward and help you. Same with the YouTube. It's not just the instructors or me answering, but your friends also. And if nothing works, then of course you can send me an email. I've shared my email ID also. I hope you have the YouTube and the email both. And definitely you can send me an email.
Yes, ma'am.
But a faster way would be
Okay, ma'am.
discussion forum.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Okay,
Sure.
ma'am. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
Recording stopped.
So thank you everyone. Bye bye. See you in the next week.